Hey everybody. It's been 4 years apparently. So the problem we always have with the anniversary stream every time is May has always been a themed month. How you doing, Ninja? How you doing, Bane? So yeah, May has always been a themed month, but we started in May. So the trouble has always been, what do we do? Let's see this real quick. There you go. You want to type either exclamation mark followed or exclamation mark following Ninja. Yeah, May's always been a themed month. It was Star Wars month. It was anime, Metroidvania, and it was MechaChrono last year. And this year we're back on Star Wars month. So May's always been a theme month, which always makes the anniversary streams a little difficult because they're in the middle of a theme, we can only really do one stream for it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to play Code Veronica X HD for a little while. We're not going to finish it. You see me finish it, you don't need to see me do it again. But we're going to play HD. I've got the capture card set up again, and it's like, we can do HD rather than do the Dreamcast version, rather than do like an emulation of the GameCube version or PS2 version or whatever. We've got HD on Xbox. Do that. I was debating what to do today. Previously, we've done Dark Souls because it was the first game we streamed. Um, we had. I was thinking about like Metroid Fusion because I've not done that in a while, and it's one of my most done games. Maybe Resident Evil 3, but I would want to finish 3, and I can't guarantee I'll finish it in the time we've got. So we're gonna play some Code Veronica X HD for a bit of fun. Yeah, you came in within the first year, Ninja. Bane was like one of the first. Bane's personal friend, and like throughout that entire first year when there was like nobody else, Bane was a um, constant presence, and without Bane's just like constant support, I've said before we wouldn't have made it through that first year. I don't know who the first follower was. I'd go through the follower list, but it's not going to matter. Laughed in your face. Links to the Past could have been a good shout, but I've been playing Links to the Past on my own off stream lately, so like that just kind of killed me. As I was debating Fusion, I didn't want to set up a new studio setup for it, a new stream layout. Bane was the hero that was not promised. Hero we needed, but not the one we deserved. So yeah, and of course, as things went on, I joined other communities. Like Ninja, of course, comes from Teak Stream. When I joined Teak Stream, Teak, of course, comes from Teak Stream. Um, acclaim comes from Ali's stream. There's all that. Big regulars. Chance is one of the few people who found us while we were doing a game. A lot of the regulars came in during a lot of the regulars came in from other communities that I joined. Chance is like one of the few that just found us when we were doing Digital Devil Saga. We had like our first non-Bane regular, Professor Snape. Digital Devil Saga. Professor Snape, who joined us during the Alundra playthrough, and was also very recurring during those early periods. Which is why, despite the fact that we've not seen Professor Snape for quite a while, Professor Snape does still hold the VIP badge for that. Very, very thankful for the contributions. Lino, of course, we can't forget Lino. If we talk about people who just found us during streams, that was the single session Ocarina of Time stream, which ran for like 9 hours. That's still my longest stream. And at some point, I'll be honest with you, I would love to sit down and do like a 24-hour stream. Absolutely down for that. Maybe in August, maybe around my birthday. I'll just get a bunch of time off work, get a chunk of time off work there, and just we'll do 24 hours. Like that could be fun. But yeah, like without all of you guys, we wouldn't have gone this far. You guys, I say it every stream, chat is the best part of the stream, and you really are. Otherwise, I'm sat here playing games on my own, and I could do that without any of this. You guys are what make it special. Thank you for joining me.
Resident Evil.
So, Resident Evil Code Veronica. Thank you, babe. Code Veronica X HD was released on PS3 and Xbox 360. The PS3 version has FMV stuttering. Like, the FMVs are very stuttery for some reason. The Xbox ones aren't.
Search for her lost brother Chris and a rookie police officer Leon S. Kennedy managed to
I think it's been a while since I've said it, but I own every version of Code Veronica, despite my noted dislike of Code Veronica. I do own every version of it, which means Dreamcast, PS2, GameCube. I own the HD version on PS3, I own the HD version on Xbox, I own the PS2 Classic version on PS4. Several times. So I think the only one I don't officially own
4496.
is
Welcome to your new home.
the Dreamcast version of X, which, to be fair, was not released
Her name
outside
is Claire
Japan as far as I'm
Redfield.
aware.
We caught her trespassing in our Paris lab facility 10 days ago. She apparently infiltrated the complex looking for her lost brother, Chris Redfield, one of the surviving members of RPD's famous STARS teams.
No, Code Veronica is not on Switch. On every copy of it. You know how many games I own? So many copies. To be fair, I think I paid like £3 for this. Like this I got on sale. Still a football head. I want to know what they did with these cutscenes when they put this into HD, because the artifacting is really bad, and I'm not convinced it's because it's gone from 720 to 1080. my Code Veronica shrine just off screen, just off camera.
Don't move.
Well, I'll be honest though, like, there's a lot I dislike about Code Veronica, but there is a lot to like about Code Veronica. And I've said, like, I think every time I played this, I love the way this game looks. I think this is... Remake technically looks better. Graphically, I think this is my favourite, though. Remake gained something by moving back to pre-rendered backgrounds, but I think Code Veronica had something by being in full 3D as well. It's a good way of putting it, Ninja. This is my favourite Claire design. Absolutely love it. But I'm likely to stream RE2 Make again, and you better believe I got a mod to put Claire in this outfit. Such good design. The soundtrack is undeniably, like, possibly the best of the series. As ridiculous as the story is, no Resident Evil game before or since has kept me so intrigued the first time I was playing it. And at no point, let me make this clear now, especially with the more recent ones that have had a heavier focus on story than the older ones, at no point is Code Veronica's story a disappointment. Like, RE8 starts with some intrigue, but is ultimately just disappointing. The story of RE8 was disappointing to the point of me not wanting to play it again and not caring where the series goes from here. I think the closest the series ever came to having a plot as interesting as this, as engaging as this,
Go on.
was Resident Evil
Get
7.
out of here. This place is finished. I don't know, it might have been a special forces team. But in any case, this prison's been taken over. Troops have been wiped out.
What are you saying?
You're free to leave the complex. But you may as well know you have no chance of getting off this island.
It's been a while
what
since
about
I've played the
you? What are
HD
you going
version,
to
and
do?
like these graphics.
Don't worry about me.
Interesting. Is there anti-aliasing over this? It's got the Dreamcast controllers. Got the Dreamcast control set up. I always hated this about Code Veronica. Very like an RE game and it starts to become RES. It's a good way of putting it, Ninja. First main games we set outside of Raccoon City. Yeah. Got the knife. I don't like these controls. I do not like these controls at all. The best thing about emulating this game is that you can just remap everything. But yeah, the mystery of the Ashfords was very compelling, I found. Alfred, for all his craziness, was an intriguing character, and then Alexei shows up, and he's still kind of weird, but he's so much more threatening. On a next-gen console, yeah, which they immediately make use of with the full 3D graphics. And it hits in a much better way than Dino Crisis 1 did. This version is very dark. I'm seeing it fine. It is looking very dark on the screen, isn't it? That's looking. This cutscene looking nice and animated. No. Almost made it. God, that is dark. Oh, he's from the dwarf. Let me see real quick how awful that is. Yeah, that is very dark.
Wait! Don't shoot!
Who are you?
Huh? You're not a zombie. Well, great.
Oh,
Wait right there.
30.
I'm coming over. Sorry about that little misunderstanding. But I thought you were another one of those monsters.
Shut up. Make one wrong move and I'll shoot.
Relax.
Steve as a
people.
character.
I said I was sorry. My name's Steve. I was a prisoner on this island. And I'm guessing you're not from Umbrella either.
No, I'm Claire. Claire
Stefan.
Redfield.
Claire.
Steve as a character is an interesting
Nice.
thought.
I'll remember that.
Because you can see what they're going
I
for.
heard there's an airport around here. Well, once I find it, I can finally escape from this crazy island. Well, I'll see ya.
Steve is
wait up.
arguably the biggest misstep of this game.
I don't want you following me, lady. You'll only slow me down.
And while people will say, like, if you want to experience Steve as a character, you're better off going with the Dark Side Chronicles, that's not really true. Because Steve as a character is just almost non-existent in Dark Side Chronicles. Look at that depth of field. God damn. Couldn't have that in pre-rendered graphics. But yeah, like, Steve, you get what they're trying to do. It's kind of a problem that so much so many stories depicting a younger character in a horror setting end up messing up. Because, like, there's the whole thing with his father, and he's got a huge chip on his shoulder.
Please deposit any
The problem
metallic
is,
items
almost
you have
all of it
in the security
comes off
box.
as both irritating and... what's the word I'm looking for? This is the longest Resident Evil game, and a lot of what goes wrong here, a lot of the reason why it's long is because of Steve. There are so many times when the game has to stop for us to figure a load of stuff out because Steve has done something. Steve's taken the golden Lugas, so we need to find a gun to give him to replace them.
Please deposit
Steve's
any metallic items you have.
accidentally
in the security
bashed a
box.
pipe in, and that's led to the toxic gas spilling out. Like, he's supposed to be distrustful because of the way his father essentially
Chris
ruined everything
Redfield.
for them. Feeling like he can only rely on himself because presumably his father
What are you
didn't
doing
look out
here?
for him in prison anyway, and even if he tried to, Steve wouldn't have allowed
Chris
it.
Redfield.
It's easy
Is
to
he a
forget that
relative of
Steve is
yours or something?
supposed to be
You
like
mean my
17.
brother?
Ah, your siblings.
The voice doesn't help
Well, it
either,
seems your brother is under
which I
surveillance
imagine
by
is just a
Umbrella.
case of
What?
poor direction more than anything else.
I've got to contact Leon and tell him to let my brother know he's being monitored. It's a good thing I have access to an outside connection from here.
Well, that file shows the latitude and longitude of this place. Why don't you send your brother the coordinates and ask him to come help?
Thanks, I'll do that.
Hey, I was just kidding.
Comes off as a spoiled, whiny brat who
There's no way he
is
could get
overly
here,
selfish
even
in a
if he is your
situation that
Yes,
needs
he can, I'm sure of it.
more self-awareness.
No way. He won't come. You'll just end up disappointed if you rely on others. Believe me, I know.
What was that all about?
So there's the whole thing there. And I think the way Claire's reaction is shown, like, it shouldn't be as sarcastic, like, what was that about? It probably should have been soft, like, what was that all about? But both Steve's performance there, I honestly can't remember the name of his actor, and Alison Court's performance, I think end up giving the wrong impression. Snow. Honestly, just snow. Went through 13, and I feel like at no point, like, Steve grows. Steve, for all his faults, grows as a character. So, like, Steve grows as a character, Hope grows as a character. I feel like by the end of FF13, Snow was still the same douche, and it's just everybody around him had just agreed to put up with it. I don't know, I could be remembering that wrong. Why are they both still alive? Makes it through because everyone else pulled their weight and was like, haha, heroes don't need plans. And also seems to be convinced that he's the main character and never grows past that. Like, Steve is bad execution, Snow's just bad. The expansion of the idea and, like, the retooling of it would make me interested in seeing a portrayal of Steve in a Code Veronica remake. Yeah. Yeah, you see what I'm trying to do with Steve. Thanks, Ninja. I should have said fuck it and just done like a cutscene-less playthrough of Metal Gear Rising. I mean, at no point do I ever feel like Steve ruins the game, in the same way I felt like Resident Evil 8 took a noticeable downturn when Chris showed up. Oh, it's this time I want to have the thing going.
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security box.
It's hard to say whether or not that's because we've been exposed to this for so long. It's always something you've got to be kind of aware of with things like this. Why was this idea more acceptable than another idea? And part of it might just be that we've been more used to it. Oh yeah, I need to think. It's not even just that it's filler, it's that the entire game just stops. Chris shows up and it's like, no Ethan, you're in the wrong for doing the reasonable thing. And then it feels like the game agrees. To the point where like, you continue as Ethan and then that all stops so you can focus on Chris. And it's like, cool, I didn't buy Resident Evil 8 to play as Chris Redfield. Well, that's also the thing, like, man's family gets attacked by Chris Redfield. And at no point does Chris think, before any of it goes sideways, maybe I should let him know what's going on. The factory does go for too long. I'll definitely agree with that. It's a super not interesting section, goes on for too long. I feel like RE8 definitely lost something to begin with by having the castle end so early. I feel like it would have been a better idea if RE8 had just been like almost entirely the castle. Maybe don't even have the other three. What were they called? The lords? The lords of wherever whatever the village was called. Don't even have them. Just have Lady Dimitrescu. She was the primary focus of all the pre-build, the promotional material. She had the best character of all of them. The castle was the most interesting setting. Like, the game doesn't get bad, after you get out of the castle, but it gets noticeably weaker. Heisenberg takes the place of Lucas. You're not wrong. Really not. Like, for all the faults, at least Donna Bienvento. At least the doll was an interesting sequence. Moreau wasn't particularly good, but it wasn't overly drawn out. And then Heisenberg just feels like a third of the game. Hey, welcome in, the other guy. Oh God, they can climb stairs. I did not know they could do that. Yeah, the whole thing just ends up with... No, I don't need those right now. The whole thing just ends up with RE8 just... It's got a strong start, it's got a reasonable middle, and then it's just such a flaccid end. And it's like, for what? So Chris could come in and save the day again? Cool, I stopped caring about Chris. And, like... I'm gonna say RE6. I'm not gonna say RE5, I'm gonna say RE6. Or Revelations. Maybe Revelations. I've not bothered picking up the DLC. I've not even been tempted. Like, if you go back and watch the Village stream, I feel like you can see my enthusiasm start pretty high, get higher, as we're dealing with Lady Demetresque. Like, kind of, well, like, go down a bit afterwards, which feels natural. We'll finish this big sequence, like, cool, we're done. What's next? It never really hits that high again, but I feel like as soon as Chris arrives, you can see my enthusiasm just die. NCC 0394. C0394. No, I like doing this myself, Ninja. Let me see. I like 1, 2, 3, like 4, 5's good. I enjoy 6. I do enjoy 6. Absolutely has its problems, but 6 is a fun co-op game. I don't enjoy playing 7, but I respect what 7 does. I just don't think it plays well. 0 I don't like. I think it's incredibly boring. Yeah, I ran into that. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, Ninja. Is that like a motion sickness thing, maybe? The way the camera moves? Could be it. There you go. Remake 1 is good. No, because I'm thinking it in my head, like, the way the camera moves, I could absolutely understand. It's a very weird set of movement. Remake's very solid. RE2 Make, I think, is a poor remake, but it's a decent game. RE3 Make, again, poor remake. Shouldn't have been a full price game, but it's fun. I enjoyed RE3 Make more than I enjoyed RE2 Make. RE4 Make, again, like Remake, it's really solid. Whether or not it replaces or surpasses OG RE4, I don't honestly think so. It would be very much down to personal opinion. RE7 definitely loses itself after I think probably after Jack dies. After Marguerite dies, like, there's not much of Marguerite after that. But once it becomes focused on Lucas, like, there's too much focus on Lucas after that, and Lucas isn't as compelling. Both are valid for 4, yeah. It's not a case of, like, the first remake,
Yeah! Help me!
where, like, OGRE 1 is a solid game, especially for its time. But Remake is undeniably the better game. I think with Village, they wanted to have a subtitle to it, the same as RE7. That was really the thing with RE7. RE7 had the smart marketing campaign.
But I found something.
Of, oh yeah,
Thanks
here's
to
Resident
you.
Evil 7 Biohazard.
Looks
Or
cool,
in
huh?
Japan, Biohazard 7
Oh, I need
Resident
those.
Evil,
Give
which
them
was a
to
cool
me.
thing.
You gotta be kidding. I found it, and I'm keeping it. Fine. Let's make a deal.
But with RE8,
I'll
like,
trade
I feel
you
like they
for
wanted to call it
something
Village just to
fully
keep a
automatic.
subtitle. But there's also the weird thing, they don't
See
even
you
call
around,
Village
Claire.
RE8, they call it Resident
Adios.
Evil Village.
Hey, wait, Steve!
Which is really weird. Don't call it 8 because it's not, despite the fact that they've highlighted VIII in Village the same way they highlighted VII in
I have no idea what
RE7.
you're babbling about.
You don't fool me! I am Alfred Ashford, commander of this base.
Oh? You must be one of Umbrella's lower-level officers if you're
Honestly, at
commanding
this point, I don't even
base like
I don't
this
know
one.
if I hope for anything from Resident Evil 9.
The Ashford family is among the world's first and finest. My grandfather.
It's like RE8 has really just killed my interest in the series going forward. Going backwards, sure, but going forward, I don't really care anymore.
Now tell me, why have you attacked this installation?
Attacked?
Shortly after you arrived, my base
It's a point I
was
wanted to bring
attacked.
up earlier, actually,
You
Ninja.
must have informed your people of its location.
The big plot point of
I still don't
RE2
follow
and
you.
to a lesser
I really
extent
don't know anything
RE3,
about that.
based on Jill's epilogue,
Unacceptable.
is Chris
How can you
disappearing.
deny
Like, where's
My
Chris?
base has been destroyed. And
He left
thanks to
Raccoon
you,
City, but
its
where is he
medical
gone?
T-virus
Jill doesn't
was
know.
released, creating
And then Code
countless
Veronica solves that
zombies and
right at the
monsters.
start. And then the rest of the game is the first introduction we get to the founders of Umbrella.
Have it your way, then. You're just a rat in a cage anyway. I'll be sure to keep you entertained before I dispose of you.
Evil 4, Chris is still missing. Yeah, like, I know where I want to go. Yeah, it's the first time the founder idea comes up. First time it ever means anything. And the previously existing Find Chris storyline is dropped basically immediately for it. I realize I had an herb. Like, for better or worse, it's like it becomes about one of the founding families. And then Zero tries to continue that with Marcus and doesn't work. Yeah, why not? Lazily does it. I've said before, though, like, one of the big problems, especially with the entire concept of Resident Evil Zero being, like, see how the outbreak at the mansion happened, and then the game doesn't actually show any of that. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, no. The reincarnation of Dr. Marcus as a leech monster caused the T-virus outbreak. Cool, can we see that? No. And it just glosses over everything. If you're into the pure gameplay of Resident Evil, like, Zero isn't the worst. Like, the story basically takes a backseat to just the random meandering. The problem with that is the meandering in that game isn't good, or particularly well directed. And it's in very boring, samey locations with a very dull colour palette. With leeches that were never seen again. For the better. You son of a bitch. I feel like before we go today, we should take a look at some of the backwards compatible stuff I have on Xbox. A lesser version of everything in One. It's the weird thing as well, because like its development predates Remake. It's like we know it started on the N64, and I'm curious if it would have been a more interesting game on N64. And like if some of the trouble of like how the game ended up was maybe a loss of interest or possible resentment in having to basically be second fiddle to the remake of the first game. Because we know Zero was in development as early as like 99. I suppose part of the problem with like trying to extrapolate that idea is we never saw, as far as I'm aware, we never saw anything of the original N64 prototype past the train. I think Billy was. I think the dual co-op system was always intended. But I'm same with you, Bane. Like the only things I remember from the prototype footage that they showed off is Rebecca with a different outfit and the train. In a cutscene that was released. I'll have to look into that. I do wonder if the N64 version might have been a more interesting game. Certainly the idea of it being on N64 would have been more interesting. As opposed to GameCube, which already had Remake. Like, yeah, they both came out in the same year, but Remake came out first. And is just the better game in every respect. Graphically, the backgrounds of Zero do look a little better, but again, the background, the environments of Zero are far duller. Oh yeah, where he leans on the stairs and tells... he leans on the stairs, he's like, that's Officer Chambers to you. And then blocks the door to the kitchen so she can go upstairs and see the leech zombie for the first time. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Ninja. Wait, no, the dead body, that's the cutscene that ends with Edward getting thrown through the window. I've gotten confused. We'll be here when you get back, Ninja. Yeah. God, that was a missed opportunity for Zero. To make you actually get to know and care about the Bravo team. It was so dumb. Like, yeah, here's Bravo team. Learn who they were as people and how they end up, you know, in the fates that they had in RE1, and then you don't. So here's a fun thing. The transparency effect on the blood here is wrong on the HD version.
I can't get the door open!
See how you can see the guy just disappear as he gets pulled back? Picture of one of the Skelly boys from Nocturne.
Biohazard contamination detected. Level 3. Emergency shutters will close. All personnel evacuate immediately.
That was close.
That was too close. It's a Claire sandwich. Right up. You just combine all of these, can't you? Yes. Yeah. Is there anything of value in here? I feel like there isn't. Yeah, I was thinking that when I said it. At some point I should actually do Revelations 2. I should do Revelations 1 on stream first. But, like, I haven't actually finished Revelations 2. Got ammo. I've said before, like, my big reason for, like, not finishing Revelations 2 is the whole issue with the co-op. Fucking kidding me? Yeah. Revelations 2. I waited for that game to come out on Vita. Yeah, the prison island with the overly emotional teenager. I guess it makes sense that these zombies are naked. Anything good? Yay. Now we can go in that room. It's a sauna. Yeah, I should play Revelations on stream. I feel like the only reason I haven't is because the point where I like last considered it, I was like, I don't want to commit that much time. Because Revelations is a fairly long game. Oh, gunpowder. Yeah, I should do Revelations at some point. With the 10 years of Resident Evil series, like once that's complete, it will mean that You know, I say once it's complete, but like... As soon as we did RE0 on it, it's like, yeah, we didn't finish it, but I don't care. Like, we have done every mainstream, main series RE game on stream, with the exception of... Oh god, Claire, what happened to your hair? What happened to the frame rate? That wasn't the stream. The frame rate just died during that cutscene for some reason. That was weird. But yeah, like, we'll have done, like, every main Resident Evil game that came out before 6, except Revelations. And you could be like, but Revelations is a side game. It's like... What is a side game in Resident Evil at this point? It stars Chris and Jill. Thanks, Ben. Like, it stars Chris and Jill. It doesn't star some nobodies who never showed up again. It's fine. Yeah. I shouldn't do this without Hal.
Welcome, Claire.
Okay,
Consider the area you are in a special playground I have prepared just for you. Please try and keep me amused, and do not disappoint me by dying too soon.
I'll kill you!
I so want to enjoy this.
That's our newest sound alert. I originally set it up specifically for the I think that has a sound alert. Just the laugh, the opening bit. It's not even. It's like ha ha ha. It's like a dolphin for some reason. And it's like, what? That's our newest sound alert. I set it up specifically as a joke for Clem and made it his entrance sound. And now I'm just like, I'm rolling with the original idea I had that I was debating and wasn't originally going to do because of laziness. We're rolling with the original idea I had of Clem has a new sound alert, a new entrance noise every time he shows up. So look forward to those whenever Clem shows up. And the snatches. My big problem with the Bandersnatchers is they're like a mid-tier enemy, or like upper mid-tier, but the game doesn't give you the resources to deal with them effectively. Good work, babe. It's T.
Oh yeah, that felt good. Don't worry, Claire. Your knight in shining armor is here.
How you doing, T?
You wish. But thanks
Damn,
for the
that
help.
alright.
See? This is why you need me. I got your back.
Whatever. Here, take these.
Machine guns? For me?
You know the deal. In exchange for your Lugers.
This part always irritates me.
Okay, okay.
So you take the Lugers off him, you give him the submachine guns.
This thing is too cool. Yes! Now this is my kind of weapon. All right!
And he immediately tries to fire them at nothing.
Hey, this thing's empty. You cheated me.
Up there. Plenty of ammo. Just for you.
Way up there?
Just for you.
Give me a boost and I'll get it for you.
All right, all right. Ow! My back! You're heavier than you look. Hurry up!
Happy now?
What?
Now that your knight has made his appearance, he can join you in your descent into death.
How you doing, Zeke?
Okay, let's do it!
Let's go!
Wait here, Claire. Time to test out my new toy.
Alright. I have a need to go in here as Claire. Kill these guys anyway. Handgun bullets, and that is it for Claire. Huh. It's interesting that they don't turn in place. He pivots on his left leg.
It was dirty work, but this area is now clean. See? You can depend on me. You see? This thing is a lot more reliable than any person.
Than people?
There's also stuff like that. It's like, yeah, you can depend on me. You see, these guns are more reliable than any person. Like, cool.
Steve,
Absolute contradiction. And it just
what were you doing?
comes across as, like, bad writing.
Who brought you here, and where is your family?
Shut up! I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Steve.
Steve, you should not be handling weapons like that.
Let's get going.
Yeah. I got like 5 minutes now.
Claire, are you okay?
Steve, behind you!
No.
What's wrong, Steve? Shoot him!
Wait! I can't! No!
Steve! No! Ah!
Father! Ah!
Steve.
Told me enough. You told me you killed him. Zombie. Cheerful.
Father. 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 Dad used to work for Umbrella. Tried to steal information, intending to sell it off to the highest bidder. He was caught. Mom was killed.
I wonder what the collar is about.
We were sent here.
Oh, Steve.
He was a fool to do something so reckless,
Leave your hands terrify me.
so stupid.
You see a seam down Claire's face. We've gone too far.
It's okay now. Just rest.
Hmm. Did you see those hands? Ooh, hang on a moment. They were terrifying. Those were like San Andreas hands. Like, when was the last time you played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and did you look at their hands? Ooh. Alright, we can get the blue biohazard card then. I do want to do have to put up something. I want to do the Grand Theft Autos. I wonder if those will have to be like exclusive to the stream though. As in, like, we never get to upload the archive to YouTube because of copyrighted music. Never got to never got to put the Scarface video onto YouTube because the music was copyrighted. And was like, no. Yeah, I've got Grand Theft Auto 3 on the schedule, which I want to put that on there just because I've never actually finished GTA 3 before. Like, the one I want to get to is Vice City, which we did do before on stream. We never finished it though. Good game. I'll do the PS2 version. It could be like, oh yeah, no, I've got the PC version. I've had the PC versions of the PS2 trilogy for years now. So I still have them despite Rockstar taking them off. Like, the regular updates to those games have, like, removed so much of the music. And then there's also the issue of, it's like, it'd be nice to get some mods for it that would possibly, like, clean some of the stuff up. Restore the music to it, maybe put some extra music in. Give it controller support on PC. But Take-Two issued takedown notices to, like, so many of the mods for the PS2 Grand Theft Auto games in the lead up to the Definitive Edition trilogy coming out. And for what? The Definitive Edition will come out and be just absolutely worse. He tried, but you know what Claire's like. Yeah, it leaves us with the problem of, like, the only viable version of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy we have is PS2. Yes. Hey, Amanda. I think, like, objectively at this point, the best version of the PS2 trilogy to do would be the Xbox version, the original Xbox ones. But you'd have to have an original Xbox for that. And I don't think it'd be worth getting all of that. First floor basement. The Definitive Edition trilogy is currently on sale on Steam. And it's like, cool, how much is it? £30. 50% off. Cool. Do the games work properly yet? Do they look better? A little bit. A little bit. What, £30 worth? Oh, the Albanoid. It's like someone looked at what they were doing with the face hugger and was like, what if we just made it worse? And by worse, I mean like less threatening and possibly more like genitals. No. Yeah. Steve. Still crying like a bitch. Steve. But yeah, it's like when we eventually do get around to playing Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City and San Andreas, it's going to be the PS2 version. It's a shame that the Definitive Edition trilogy isn't actually good, because some of the quality of life features are absolutely worth having. Like, especially modern controls. Like, yeah, I'd be down to play Vice City with modern controls, but I'll tell you what I'm not down for, playing Vice City with half the soundtrack missing. Like, what's the point if we're not jamming? Talking away. I don't know what I'm to say, I'll say it anyway. Here's another day to find you shying away. I'll be coming for your love, okay? Hey. On me. Take me home. I'll be gone in a day or two. That song is actually in Saints Row 2. Which, good game. Good game. It's actually a point, when I was talking with Teak when we were doing Gotham Knights, and it was like, oh, other open world games, like other open world co-op games, and the answer that didn't spring to mind that absolutely should have, Saints Row. Saints Row 2, 3, 4. Fully co-op. I have them on PC. See how well they work. And then, like, drag someone into playing them on PC with me. Flame would be down for that. The shenanigans Clem and I would get up to. Good times. And then Saints Row 3 starts having like actual music tracks happen during missions, which is fun. And then Saints Row 4 like expands that idea and is even more fun with that. Like, the opening mission of Saints Row 4 ends with you climbing a missile as it's flying through the air towards the White House. And they're playing I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. And it's so goddamn dumb. I love it. And then there's like the final mission where you finally confront the alien overlord, which, like, for the love of God, this is a series that started off as a Grand Theft Auto clone. Like, you finally confront the alien overlord, and they start playing The Touch by Stan Bush. And it's like, this is absolute cheese, and I am so down for it, you have no idea. After all is said and done, you never walk, you never run, you're a winner. Bow, bow, now. Up yours. I should check the bathroom now while I have the light up. And clock tower ass theme. When all hell's breaking loose, you'll be right in the eye of the storm. This isn't the room I thought it was. Bitch. Bitch. It's good stuff, like, it's absolutely good stuff. Saints Row 2 has that one mission where if you leave the radio station, like, you don't mess with the radio station, the guy who's in the car with you starts fiddling with it, and you start, like, changing the station back to whatever, like, to a specific station. And he's like, no, I want to listen to this. Like, you're like, no, I want to listen to this. And then you end up coming to a compromise, and the compromise is the radio station that's playing Take On Me by Aha. And then they both sing along with it, and it's just great. Love it.
Keep focused, brother. Our enemy is only a little girl. Oh, why is this taking so long?
My apologies, Alexia, but I have been doing my best.
The revival of the Ashford family depends on your success.
I would be so uncomfortable sleeping in a bedroom as a window to an inside corridor.
I will revive the family name myself and make you the master of the glorious Ashford family.
Do not worry, brother. I will handle them both myself. Who is there? Is someone at the corridor?
What is it, Alexia?
Nothing. I believe I must have been imagining things.
Let us go, brother.
Just the maid, Alexia. Don't worry, we'll beat her later. She should know by now that the help is not to be seen or heard. Yeah, Saints Row is good. I should see how well it works on PC. It's from that time period where it could be one of those games that's just like games for Windows Live. And then that'll be like, ugh. And then I'll have to talk Clem into getting it for Xbox, and I'll probably end up buying it for him. The music box is playing a beautiful melody. You just reach in and wrench the disc up, ruin it. Dynamic shadows. And there. Did I put Haunting Ground on the list for this year's Halloween? I should. Been doing Silent Hill 2 again. Yeah, we started Halloween. We started Haunting Ground for Halloween a couple of years back, but we were having video issues with the way it was displaying off the PS2. Was one of the reasons why I stopped. The behind-the-scenes production stories of The Princess Bride are absolutely insane. Like, apparently the entire production was a mess, but everybody was just having so much fun. There's a story of how, during the scene when Wesley is being revived by Billy Crystal's character, they had to replace, like, they couldn't let Carrie Elwes, like, lie in that scene. They had to replace him with a dummy because he would not stop laughing. Princess Bride's also such a good movie. Up yours! There's a wonderful video you can find of Andre the Giant being interviewed by, I think, Mean Gene Oakland. And they're talking about how big Andre's hands are. And, like, compare, like, Mean Gene Oakland puts his hand up and, like, Andre the Giant puts his hand up. And, like, Andre the Giant's hands are huge. And then Mean Gene Oakland puts his hand down, and then Andre the Giant puts his hand on Mean Gene Oakland's face, and just, like, encompasses his entire head. And it's fascinating. Why do I still have the lighter equipped? Do it. What am I doing? Yeah, Princess Bride's such a good movie. You bang, have fun storming the castle. Ooh. I feel like I should have the piano thing. Why don't I? If I don't, then what did I come in here for? Just start jamming on the piano. Dun 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 da 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 dun da 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 dun dun da 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 dun. When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. When I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And when I haver, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. And I would walk 500 miles a day. I would walk 500 miles just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. And so on and so forth. Alright, so we get the other blue emblem. Yay! You fucking bastard. Meow. Up yours! The other place I can put it in. Yep. Get the blue biohazard card from one place. What's the other place I can put? Guillotine, of course. Thank you. It's the wrong way. I need to use a camera somewhere. Did I miss that? That would explain why the zombies didn't get up. The camera angles in this game sometimes feel like they're just not good. Rude. It rings a bell, Ninja. Is it a JRPG? I could have heard of it, but I could also be thinking of something else. Not Chained Echoes. Haha, fuck face. Alright. I bought that game that May recommended on the Discord. Rise of the Third Power. It looked interesting. It looked like a an RPG Maker game, but it looked interesting.
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security box.
Fuck all y'all. The RE clone. No, I've not heard of it then. Really? Comes close to being like classic. I've seen plenty of games try and do that, and like nothing I've seen has actually properly accomplished it. I'll try and remember it, Ninja. Like I say, I've seen a bunch that try and replicate the classic RE style, and then are just kind of wank. Game Air 1998 springs to mind with that. Which is particularly awkward, because that game was originally supposed to be a fan remake of RE2. I feel like there's another one Teak did at one point that it looked like it was trying to do RE, but absolutely failed. Them and Us. I've not heard of that one. Air Tormented Souls is supposed to be like a classic RE thing, which I would not have gotten from the name. I assumed it was a Souls-like. Been really good. Excellent. Um, yeah. Speaking of games that could have done with more quality control, I played Guardians of the Galaxy over the weekend and finished it. Because it's on sale on Steam for like 70% off, so I just bought it. And, like, I think it's still on sale. Overall, it was enjoyable enough, but, like, goddamn, it needs more patching. Actually aim for the right thing, Claire. Yeah, like, narratively it was enjoyable enough. Probably leans a little too close to trying to recapture the feeling of the James Gunn directed movies. Especially with, like, how much of it is just licensed material. It's actually kind of impressive how much is licensed. I've heard that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is, like, the best thing Marvel's put out in a while. Yeah, it stands up on its own as being pretty solid. The gameplay gets a little repetitive by the end. It's like, the combat is a shooter, and it's not particularly interesting or great. And by the end, it's like, meh. Up to when this is over. But, like, it is so goddamn buggy. Numerous times where I had to reload a checkpoint because something in the game broke. And it's been out for 2 years. Like, it's not getting any more patches. Combat encounters that just wouldn't end because the last enemy hadn't spawned in. There was one combat encounter where an enemy spawned in a place that we couldn't get to. I managed to kill it, but the game didn't register that the combat encounter was then done. Like, it was just technically very messy. In Mass Effect a few times, yeah. And, like, there's the whole thing of it using licensed songs. But those licensed songs come in at random. Or rather, a random song will come in when you use the super team thing. I just play through on YouTube. Why is it not doing it on Twitch? It's like you'll do the whole huddle up thing, and the team will come over. Can't handle streaming it. Alright, so it's just capturing it. That's fair. Like, what was it? I was in one of the later, one of the final combat encounters. And it's like, okay, cool, do the huddle up. It's like, cool, got it right. Everybody gets supercharged, and it starts playing "Don't Worry, Be Happy." And like they're trying to recapture the idea of the movies with James Gunn's. At this point, it's not. It can't be accidental. James Gunn just seems to know exactly where to place music in his projects. Like, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies were really good for it. The Suicide Squad movie was really good for perfect song placement. Respawning zombies. And the game just doesn't really manage to do it that well. Mostly because 9 times out of 10 when licensed music's playing, it's because you've done the Team Squad power-up thing. So it's just kind of there. But narratively, it was a fun enough experience. I appreciate that we got a Marvel game that focuses more on lesser-known Marvel characters. Specifically because, like, they're in space. They don't go to Earth. You don't go and hang out with Captain America or anything. Or more cosmic stuff. Which is interesting if you're not as well-versed in it. Yeah, it's kind of gimmicky in that sense. Which, again, it's weird because there's an impressive amount of licensing gone into it. Not just songs. Like, there's a flashback at the start of the game. The game starts with a flashback to Peter Quill with his mother, and she's baked him a Pac-Man birthday cake. And it's not like Pac-Man, it's Pac-Man. Which I thought was just really surprising. It's such a minor thing, and they've gone out of the way to actually license Pac-Man from Namco. But yeah, like I say, it's currently on sale. I think currently still on sale for 70% off on Steam. Enjoyable enough, it had a compelling narrative. It's not characters we've seen dozens of times before, although the fact that it is, like, the second Guardians of the Galaxy game on PS4, Xbox, and PC of this generation is a little bit like, they're popular now, so I guess we're just gonna do that. But like I say, if you're gonna get it, it is buggy. Be prepared to restart a bunch of stuff. Fortunately, I never had a problem where I had to completely quit the game. I could always just fix it by reloading the last checkpoint.
Hemostatic medicine. How kind of you. Thanks.
Here, let me help you with that.
Thanks, but I can take care of myself. Just go.
Larry, your jeans covering your belly button.
It was a gift from my brother, but...
Thanks.
Rodrigo, what's wrong with you in
there?
that?
In return. You might need it later on. Now go. Don't worry about me.
Here, quit my goddamn handgun. I suppose the best way to compare, like, to describe the narrative would be, like, imagine a Telltale game where it's like, oh, your choices matter. Except, you know you're on the same path that you're always going to be on. There'll never be another path. But because there is actual gameplay, those choices get to have effects on the gameplay later in the story. Which helps the choices feel like they matter more than they do in the average Telltale game. I like Claire's moving really fast there. I mean, that is the strat for RE2, mate. Honestly, couldn't tell you, Ninja. The only reason I was using the map here was to try and figure out where the nearest item box is. In Code Veronica, maybe. In Classic RE, in other Classic REs, no. Alright, so was there a camera in here that I was supposed to use? Yes, there. I thought it was weird that the zombies didn't get up. The thing I noticed when looking at the map was that there's a silhouette of Claire on the compass. Which I've never noticed before. God damn it. What would the nearest item box be? It's gonna be the palace, isn't it? Because I don't have the goddamn silver card. So Steve's gone, but the weird thing is that Steve's father is gone. I think if we ever do come back to Code Veronica, we'll do one of the 4x3 versions. But it's nice to look at this. You so rarely see anybody play the HD version. Mostly because, like, how many people do you know? Huh. Dog isn't here. I didn't think this would activate yet, but I guess it makes sense.
Greetings. You must be the lovely Claire Redfield.
Yeah, you so rarely see people play this version
Let's
because,
just
like,
say that I'm a
how many
ghost
people do you see
coming back
streaming
to
from
haunt
PS3
your
or
dear
from
brother.
Xbox?
Wesker?
It seems there's
It's
not
much more
much
common
explaining
people will
to
stream the
do, is there?
PS2 version on
I was the
PS4 or
one who attacked
PS5,
this island.
or they'll emulate the
Who'd have thought
GameCube
you'd be
version.
hanging about. All the better for me. Now that the cat dragged in this nice surprise, your ever so caring brother will definitely show up. I must thank you for being such good bait.
I don't know what went on between you two, but you have him all wrong. My brother is not the kind of person you think he is.
I despise Chris.
What are you gonna do to him?
Oh, how your brother will weep to see you die. What?
This cutscene running in
What is
60.
it? Stay there. I'm coming.
Despise
It
Chris.
appears you may be of some further use to me. I'm going to let you live a little longer.
I feel like the transparency on the glasses is not supposed to be that transparent. Like, Wesker's another point. Like, Wesker's sudden introduction here, because, like, let's be fair, we all played X. How many of us actually played OG Code Veronica before we played X? Yeah, like, the reintroduction of Wesker here, is like, how is he alive? What was the red thing with his eyes? Like... that was intrigue. It's weird, Seek, you're weird. Yeah, basically, and like... now it's a case of, like, Wesker coming back was just kind of always there. But back at the time and everything, there was very much a question of, like, why Wesker? I didn't play CVX until it was on the GameCube. By then it was only... yeah, Wesker's report was great for, like, added lore. And they retconned it, the cowards. So, here's a question for you guys. Is it weirder for your first experience with Code Veronica to be the OG version on Dreamcast? or is it weirder for your first experience with RE2 to be on the N64? I was going to say, or is it weirder for your first experience with RE1 to have been the Saturn? But, like, the answer would be the Saturn. Like, it would absolutely be the Saturn. Oh, you bitch. I mean, I guess that makes sense. RE2 on PS1 was a huge thing, yeah. There's the fun thing of Capcom threatening Sony over Mega Man 8 with RE2. As like Capcom wanted Mega Man 8 on PlayStation, Sony like, no, we're not doing 2D games, no 2D games. And Capcom was like, gonna let us put Mega Man 8 on PS1, or you're not gonna get RE2. And they were like, oh shit. What was the passcode? Imagine at least part of it was that. Ninja, you remember what the passcode is? Imagine some of it was probably like leftover resentment from how absolute bullshit Nintendo was with that kind of thing. Like, we look back on stuff like the NES and the Master System, and the NES won that race. Undeniably. But one of the main reasons for that was that Nintendo had this draconian policy. 1126, thank you, Ninja. Nintendo had this draconian policy of, if it was on NES, it could not be on anything else. And nobody could really argue with that, because where else would they go? The success of the Genesis really helped change that. With how successful Genesis was, like, it became a thing of like, fine, we won't put our games on Nintendo. We'll just put them on Genesis. Stuff is selling there.
All personnel evacuate immediately.
Yeah. And Nintendo didn't really have an argument. Things were selling on the Genesis. So like, the various third-party publishers threatened it, and Nintendo had to relent. Then we got to the PlayStation, and like, the fact that Sony didn't have any particularly strong first-party IP, I think really helped Capcom's case with that. It's like, oh, well, where else will you take your games? Like, anywhere else? our games are what make this system successful. Remember rightly, this isn't even worth it. Yeah. So it's like, it's 1998. Yep, cutting it close as I like. So like, it's 1998. The Dreamcast is due out very soon. The Dreamcast launched in 98 in Japan. The Saturn was a flop. But Sega had sold before. And so Capcom absolutely had that strength to turn around and say, fine, we'll take Resident Evil and we'll make it exclusive to Sega. Would it have worked? Probably not. But Capcom had that bargaining power, and Resident Evil was one of the biggest things on PlayStation. I'd say it probably wouldn't have worked, pretty much entirely because when Capcom made Resident Evil exclusive to GameCube, absolutely didn't work. Or else do I want to use this silver card? Yeah, that was 10 years, wasn't it? Because the Mega Drive launched in 89. These camera angles are terrible. I mean, people bought a PS2, and the new RE did come to PS2. That RE was called Veronica. What was the fourth generation, Zeke? There's a Mega Drive, Saturn, Dreamcast. But yeah, the new RE did come to PS2. It was CVX. Then just non-canon side games. Makes Mega Drive. Master System's an interesting little piece of kit. Four generations in 13 years. I mean, you say that, Seek, but then look up the SG-1000. There we go. Which Power Ninja? Yeah. Sega being in the console market, though, created an interesting thing that Nintendo's kind of doing now. Of, like, the two big powerhouses were Sega and Nintendo, but they didn't have a set timeline of console release. Like, now, it's like the Xbox, the PS2, the GameCube, the Xbox all came out very close to each other. The Wii, PS3, Xbox 360 came out very close, and then the PS4, Xbox One came out very close, while the Nintendo kind of slipped their own thing, very Sega-like. You know, it could be possible, Ninja. There is the Xbox emulator Xenia, the Xbox 360 emulator Xenia. But as far as I'm aware, the only thing that is particularly great on there is GoldenEye. Which I assume is why the emulator is called Xenia. The main thing you get out of this is just widescreen. With emulation, you can just set all the versions to be widescreen. You'll just have some clipping at the edges. Not clipping. Culling. I'll have some culling at the edges. Veronica. Stanley and Thomas with T. Twin. Out Teacup. Edward. The Yeah, I know where I messed up. There we go.
Success!
Thanks, Ninja. But yeah, like, the Dreamcast version, I've definitely experimented with applying widescreen to it. And it works, it's just some stuff's just gonna end up being pulled off. Might work better with the GameCube version. Worth trying. But that's only if you are just desperate to play it in widescreen. I think playing it in HD... I think playing it in HD is really showing the low texture quality that don't seem to have been improved. Especially on the doors, like, look at the doors. Yeah, I'll just do what Seek said. That sounds like it could be interesting. Got a lot of hangover. Let me try it again. I've got a lot of handgun ammo. Just when you thought you were gonna be safe. Game's like, no. If I want a little extra firepower, sure. Or if I just want the option to burn a little extra ammo. But they're not super necessary. Call them a safety net. But especially with them taking up 2 slots and that they can't be reloaded, really worth it. Imagine how much trouble we could have saved if we just had a crowbar. This game is a little too in love with having zombies just around corners. It's weird that this game keeps throwing zombies at you long past the point where they stop being a threat. And it's not so much that there are zombies at those points, it's that they make a big deal out of the zombies after they stop being a threat. Like, oh no, zombies are breaking out of the ice, what are you gonna do? Shot them with the shotgun. Pretty much, yeah. Is there anything else, like the grenade launcher? Well, ammo's too valuable for zombies. Yeah, there it is. Bandersnatch. If you go out your way early enough to get the grenade launcher early, the grenade launcher is the best way to deal with Bandersnatches.
Claire Redfield, hold it right there.
We meet each other at last. A pity I must say goodbye so soon.
Yeah, Hunters is very fair.
I am
Come to the
Alexia
stream, Saliev.
Ashford. For the pride of the Ashford family, I will kill you.
With this gun.
Wait!
What's going on?
That's also fair. But that also requires you to...
A secret door!
After her!
get the lockpick and then also kill the gulp worm,
Are
which...
you okay?
Again, safety net.
I'm fine. It's just a scratch.
Doing alright. Doing alright, Saliev. How you doing? Come to the stream, buddy. Sniper rifle is probably take 2 seconds to reach a target at a meter distance. It's a bolt action. Can we see Alfred up there? I don't think we can.
This must be...
Yeah. Grenade launcher again, just it's a good backup.
What? No!
Wait a second. What just happened?
Yeah, that dude is ninja.
So there never was an Alexia after all.
You mean he thinks he's two people? Okay, that's it. Let's get out of here.
Well, what happened to your face? Oh no, Ninja loves this game. It is not my favorite Resident Evil. Oh, I'll defend this game. This game has very good points, like worth defending. So the advantage of not getting the last proof until you leave the palace is that you don't have to listen to the self-destruct warning all the way down. Yeah, that's pretty much what I always say. Like, it's the worst Resident Evil for a first-time playthrough. Probably the peak of the series in terms of the music. Most interesting story Resident Evil ever put out. Absolutely. This is a game that, like, there's no shame in just looking up a walkthrough for. Yeah. Save often, save in multiple slots. Rotate your saves, people. The whole thing with, like, swapping characters between Chris and Claire with no warning is one of the worst things.
The self-destruct system.
Like, the last time you play as Claire, you could very easily believe, like, you're going to go and finish the game as Claire.
Claire! Those must be the remaining survivors.
We'd better get out of here too.
Right. Let's go.
Respawning enemies is absolutely a bad idea in a game where ammo conservation is still kind of a thing. Yeah. Yeah, to both points.
We gotta get to that airport.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate.
Alright, so what I want to do is Plane Tyrant and then call it. And then that'll be it for the anniversary stream. And we might be back tomorrow with more Knights of the Republic 2.
The self-destruct system has been activated.
Thanks for the follow, Salia.
The self-destruct system has been activated.
We've done 2 playthroughs of Skies of Arcadia since I started this stream. Like, this is the celebration of streaming for 4 years. In those 4 years, we've done Skies of Arcadia twice.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately.
Push the button. Yeah.
The self-destruct system.
Yeah. If RPGs are your thing, absolutely some good stuff coming up that you might be interested in. I'm tired.
The self-destruct system.
No! We can't take off unless we raise the bridge.
Leave that to me. You stay here and make preparations for takeoff.
Oh, I played Skies of Arcadia on GameCube. That's where my Skies of Arcadia experience is. That said, at some point I do want to go back and actually do the Dreamcast version with that music.
All personnel evacuate immediately.
Best RPG on the GameCube, though.
System has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately.
Yeah, thank you.
The self-destruct system.
Dreamcast had more RPGs than the GameCube did.
All personnel evacuate.
One day we hope Sega will release a remaster of Skies of Arcadia. One day.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate.
I feel like I'm getting turned around.
The self-destruct system has been activated.
And make PR stall playable.
Evacuate immediately.
Can't talk about Skies of Arcadia around Teak without him saying that. Alright, yeah. Alright, I know what I'm doing now. What I should do is just jump over there. That'd lead me right to where I want to go. And jump over that railing, land in the room below, do a combat roll. But no, we gotta circumvent... We gotta circumnavigate the entire island. Bum, 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 bum. This should be enough. I might upset some people here. I've been burning through herbs. There. Gonna forget about you. No. Why can't I push you? What have I done wrong? Yeah, I call it the reset.
The self-destruct system. 5 minutes until detonation.
Alright. Here we go. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
Allow you fools to
Bum,
escape.
bum, bum,
This is
ba-dum,
what you
bum.
get for trying to
Bum,
oppose
bum.
me. Now
Bum, bum.
feel my
Bum,
revenge.
bum. To be fair, Ninja, this is probably like Plane Tyrant has probably the best boss theme of the series. Hammerhand.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately.
Yeah.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate.
Oh no. Remember, don't mess around here or this guy will knock you into the fire and you will die. Hello.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately.
This is a post-COVID world, Ninja. You guys gotta respect personal distance.
All personnel evacuate.
We should be able to just leave in this sub. I need an explanation. I need the game to show me that the sub is actually just walled in. I don't appreciate the game still counting the timer down during the loading screen. It's not an actual. The suspended doll, that would be the one that plays in the palace foyer? Or the palace? The private residence foyer? The one that sounds like it's out of Clock Tower? Yeah. It's a good piano piece.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately.
Yeah. If you've never played Clock Tower, Celia, like, take a look at it. The main Clock Tower theme is very similar to that.
The self-destruct system has been
Clock Tower's, like, if you're into horror and suspense, Clock Tower is good for it.
No time to explain. Let's go.
Right, we're out of here. Time
Punch
to
it.
say goodbye to this death trap.
1 and 3. Very fair. By 1, do you mean the Super Famicom or the PlayStation sequel?
We made it! Yahoo!
Ugh, it's finally over.
Empty Tower. Super Nintendo one, right? So you've never played the PlayStation
Claire,
sequel?
I'm sorry. I know I caused a lot of trouble for you.
That one's pretty good as well.
No, it's okay. It was hard
I
for
think it
both
works
of
with the
us.
PlayStation mouse.
Well, I really hope you find your brother.
It's pretty decent. Like, graphically, it is
I know what
raw.
it's like to be alone.
But it carries a lot of the spirit of Clock Tower and
Oh,
is, like, the
Steve.
only true sequel. The rest of them are just doing their own weird
So,
thing.
where should we go now? I
Not
can
that
take
the
you
others are bad,
anywhere
they're
you
just
wanna
doing their
go,
own weird
Claire.
thing.
I hear Hawaii's nice this time of year.
You can, but like Clock Tower on the Super Nintendo, it has a very friendly, very user-friendly continue system. Clock Tower 2, though, The Struggle Within, not good. Not a good game. No, I think even in the Super Nintendo version, you could choose continue or quick continue and like reload it from not far from where you died. I think maybe as long as you didn't get an actual ending. It's been a while since I played Clock Tower. Since October.
Hey! What the?
That alarm noise is the exact same alarm noise that's in Skies of Arcadia.
I'll go back and check it out.
Thanks. I've unlocked the cargo room door.
No safety saves. We live or we die. We were just talking about doing Haunting Ground for Halloween this year. I've had that game for so long. Oh no, I've played it before. Yeah, I like Haunting Ground. It's weird. I like the weird stuff. Alright. Get it! Well. You have acid rounds this early? Oh no. I done goofed. I done goofed. That'd be nice. Oh. He healed. I done goofed. There's nothing out there. That's the lasagna. Don't get any on you. Yeah. It's okay, DIJ. You are safe. That was a mess. Goddamn.
What was wrong?
Oh, nothing. Just a giant cockroach that had to be stepped on.
Don't worry, Steve. It's not the first time I killed a tyrant.
What's happening?
I don't know. The plane just changed
I don't
direction on
know,
its own.
Teak. Things went wrong, and we survived. That's the important thing.
It's flying in autopilot mode. I can't switch over to manual control.
My apologies, but I cannot let you escape now.
Like a dick.
Alfred! You cross-dressing freak!
So that's gonna have to be the end of the 4-year anniversary stream. The important thing is that I didn't die. The important thing is that I won. Eat it, tyrant. Pussy Bolts didn't survive. It's okay. I'm never using this file again. You know what? I like that. That's one of my favourite ending fake outs now. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining the stream. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody in the chat. Chat is always the best part of the stream. Ninja, Bane,
where are we?
Teak.
Huh?
Latitude 82.17 degrees.
We had somebody else earlier, and I can't remember the name. And Salia, thank you so much for joining us and for the follow.
The Antarctic.
What?
And of course, thank you so much to everybody for sticking with me for 4 years, as we're about to die.
Hey,
Oh yeah, Amanda, thank you.
those are the seaplanes that left the island right before us.
We'll be back
Then
either
that must
tomorrow
mean
or Thursday
this place belongs
with
to
more
Umbrella.
Knights of the Republic 2 if we continue Star Wars month. And of course, once Star Wars month is over, we'll be returning to our regular schedule. We'll be aiming to wrap up Hades and Digital Level Sagas for New Game Plus before finally starting Chrono Trigger. Yes. I'm on the road to the A rank. Ignore those 2 first aid sprays. I'll be back either tomorrow or Thursday with a save file that will never be talked about again. Look at the one above it. That's the last time I streamed Code Veronica HD, like 3 years ago. But yeah, back tomorrow or Thursday with Knights of the Republic 2, continuing our exploration of T. But in the meantime, like I say, thank you so much to everybody for sticking with me for 4 years. Here's to another year. And for the 5-year anniversary, which will be a real anniversary, and I might actually do something proper for. Yeah. So, nothing else to say except thank you all for watching and have yourselves a fantastic day. And yeah. 4 more years! 4 more years! And since I accomplished everything I set out to do in a single term, there was no need for a second. I probably messed that up, but if you get that reference, good for you. We'll catch you next time, guys. Everybody take care. Bye.